Hey, good morning. Here we are getting ready to start this fastest spud barge in southern Louisiana. Let me show you what we got to do. First thing we got to do is start this generator up. It's all electronic. It takes a minute to get going. But while that's happening, I'm going to come over here, turn the engines on, turns on a few screens. I'm going to come over here, we'll turn on some electronics in the hydraulic bank. Everything's coming up nicely. This is your steering indicators, and it's all hydraulic steering. This turns on the hydraulics. This lowers the engines down into the water. So we got 4-foot tall jack plates. Engines are in the water. We're on. We're ready to go. These are the start buttons. Smooth. Engines are running. We're ready to go. This is the procedure for raising a spud pole. That's how we do it. Now we're going to raise the front one. And now the ramp. I'll put her in reverse. 700 horsepower. A lot of power. We are in southern Louisiana, so I am going to turn on the air conditioning. The handle's like we're driving a sports car. gates after Katrina, so it's not brand new anymore, but it's a monster gate. It blocks off Lake Pontchartrain from the industrial canal. And we are going to be heading to the Mississippi River today to cross the river. That's the train bridge that's down when the lock gate is open. That's the train bridge that's down when the lock gate is open. Alright, we gotta get the thing on real nice. It's one of our first projects after Katrina when we came to New Orleans. Okay, so these are the super sites right here with the little pavilions and the hot tubs. And the super sites, which kind of face the water. They're pulling sites. You RVers out there will love that. These are our floating villas as we make the corner. Going to the fuel dock to give this girl a drink. By land or sea construction, we built those floating villas right after Katrina, and they've been a super big hit. Now I'm going to execute the turn into the fuel dock. Open it up. That whole lower compartment is a fuel tank. All right, this is how we feed the fastest spud barge in Louisiana. She's always thirsty. This whole thing is a fuel tank. It's about 2 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. It's huge. There's the sending unit, there's the emergency shut-off valve. Then we got the thing that, so that you don't get any carbon smell coming out of the tank. But anyway, that's how we do it. All right, we're starting the generator up. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Turn the engines on. Dual 350s. This thing is awesome. And up with the spud poles. On with the hydraulics. We got our crew here. We got Dominic and Kate crewing for us today. Teaching them everything there is to know about being on the water. This is the famous Dan Singer Bridge here in New Orleans. And the train bridge is down in front of us, so we're going dead slow. They have a train in the circuit. Once they open that, we have 3 more bridges to go through before we can get to the Mississippi River. It's a short distance, but it takes the longest. Anyway, this over here used to be Trinity Yachts, where they built world famous mega yacht. The bridge is going up. We're going through. It's a CSX train bridge. Single barge.
Industrial lock, apparently.
Go ahead, pile driver. Yes, sir.
Alright, yeah. We're gonna have it short up. Wait until Mighty Lady gets all situated inside the chamber and see if we can get you in, right?
Excellent, thank you. Here we are waiting our turn at the lock. We're pushing up against what they call a dolphin here, and are loading in these push boats, and see how many they can get in. The lock is 600 by 75, so they should be able to get us in at the end, maybe tied up to one of these push boats, because we're about 65 feet when the ramp is closed up. When it's folded forward, we're about 65 feet. Open like that, we're like 75 feet. So we're just hanging out. All right, you missed all that. We're all tied up here in the industrial lock, getting ready to go into the Mississippi River, and that's what it looks like on our charts. Those little triangles are the different boats here in the lock. And this is what it looks like. And the gates are shut behind us, and we're probably going to come up a good, I don't know, 8-9 feet to get in the river, because the river's kind of high. You can see the water lines on the wall. That's where we're coming up to. Quick little overview. That green light indicates our hydraulics are running, which moves the spud poles up and down. This is, we're going zero. It's 35 feet deep in here. That's our wind direction, our engine controls, and our steering controls. This is a little view of the locks. The little triangles are indicating the 2 tugboats that are in here with us. And that's about it. I like to run a dual system here. So we've got the GPS over here with our AIS system and everything else we need attached to the boat. And over here we got our iPad. And we're running some navigational software here. And we're in the lock and we're headed into the river. This is the direction we're going, and this is the Mississippi River. This is all New Orleans, all around here. And we came from the, it just has us spun around because we're sitting in the lock here. But as soon as we start going, we'll be in the river. Just give you a little idea how busy the Mississippi River is. Every one of those triangles is a boat or a commercial boat in the river. And we got to navigate around them and know where they are. Got about a foot left, and then the lock's going to open and we'll be able to go out. You can see by the water line there, but we've come up quite a ways. Here's the water gauge from the bottom. can look out through here and you can see how high we are compared to the water on the other side of that lock. All right, so we're easing our way out of the locks. There's a pretty big barge right next to us. The industrial lock, pretty busy place. We got the drawbridge up, stop the traffic for us.
Copy that. Here, and then Roger, is the Isaac K. Do that. Spell that for me. S-A-E-K. Roger, got it.
All right, so this is the mighty Mississippi River, and she's up pretty high because of all the rain that we've had up north of us. And you just got to pay close attention to what you're doing coming out here, because there's commercial boats everywhere. And off to my right is the city of New Orleans skyline. Bouncy out here, it's not too bad. The water's definitely coming over the deck. And you gotta be careful in the river. These big ships come by, the swells are huge. So this is a Domino sugar factory from the front side where they unload the barges and load barges. And you can see the old buildings up there that are still processing away. Okay, so if you look at the front of that boat, you can see the big bow wake, and he's just coming up the river. That's a commercial freighter, and that's a small one compared to some of them. It's a bulk carrier. That's an oil refinery right along the banks of the Mississippi River. We just come in off the river, and we're gonna go in through the next lock. There's the locks in front of us, just about closing. We're gonna be on the next, what they call turn. So they'll put us in with something else. But we're on the high side now. See how short the wall looks? Wait till we go in there and they drop the water out. Neat feature about this boat is you can just drop a spud wherever you want to hang out and wait. You don't have to tie up. We are in the Harvey lock, locked in with a ginormous 700-foot long boat, and we're a little 60-foot long boat here. We got pins in the wall here, so as we go down, we just let some line out, my 2 line handlers down on the deck, because we're going to drop 9 feet to get into the canal out of the river. And then here's the gate behind us closing. Boom. How awesome is that? I'm gonna do another clip in a little while. We've been waiting an hour anyway, but they're gonna start dropping the water. Right now we can see the grass, and this wall right here is almost level. I could walk off the boat on my upper level onto this wall, and then we're gonna be way down the bottom here soon. 9 feet lower. I'm gonna lower the ramp so you get a better view of in front of us. So you just press this button here to lower it. But if you look all the way down the end, that's the end of the lock chamber right there. And they got it cracked open. You see the little daylight in the middle right there? They got it cracked open to drain this water out.
Industrial. Yes, sir. We just came through the parachute.
Give you a quick idea how this works. We got the pin in the wall. We're going down. We've already gone down quite a bit. I could have walked right off the edge. Now it's 4 feet or 5 feet lower. And anyway, so he's belaying the line down there. Hey Dom, say hi. He's belaying the line so that he can just let it out, pay it out as the boat goes down. Same thing in the front. You got to rig your lines in such a way so that when you get down, you can still get them off the pin in the wall. So you just pull it all the way around. Let me show you something. This is either Dyneema, Spectrum. It's a synthetic line. It's amazingly strong. It's stronger than steel. They used to use steel for this application. Steel's heavy and it rusts and it's a pain in the ass. Steel cable. We use it on everything now. This is some leftover from one of our boat lifts we used, and it's 3/8, and this little bit right here is good for 17,000 pounds, and it's 3/8 diameter, and that's what people are using for winch lines and tow lines. You can't break the stuff without an unbelievable amount of force. He's just starting to pull out. He's got some power. He's thousands of horsepower. His propellers are probably 6-8 feet in diameter. We're tied to the wall, so we're not bouncing all over the place, but man, that's a lot of power. And he's probably 400 ton or more. 2 loaded barges in front of him. Once he gets out, we're pulling out right behind him. The prop wash is intense. Prop wash. It's intense. We're in a little tight, confined area, but we're tied to the wall, so we're okay. Here we are pulling out the lock. This is the Algiers lock. Right behind the tugboat. Now how low we are before we could see up over this wall, now that wall's up over us. Alright, we've left the confines of the lock. It was a long stay. We gotta make up some time in the world's fastest spud barge. years behind this thing. All right, we're gonna have to slow down because the wake we're creating is so huge out there. We're coming up in some populated areas. The tugboats we won't bother, but it's just polite boating etiquette is to not create a huge wake. So we're gonna slow down. Too fast in this canal because we're throwing water right out the canal, but that's 17 knots in our 60-foot workboat. Our spud boat. Hauling ace. Look at my crew. Huge floodgates that close when there's a storm coming. So it seals off the city. And that's the world's largest pump station. Water out. We're going outside the levee. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. You get this situation, you come around a corner, you got a barge here and a boat there, and you got to squeeze through. It's not a big deal, you just have to be paying attention. It's the middle of the channel and this guy's got it blocked up. He's turning around. We got her. We're coming up to the thriving metropolis of Lafitte. John Lafitte, the pirate. That's why it's called that. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. You get this situation, you come around a corner, you got a barge here and a boat there, and you got to squeeze through. It's not a big deal, you just have to be paying attention. It's the middle of the channel and this guy's got it blocked up. He's turning around. We got her. We're coming up to the thriving metropolis of Lafitte. John Lafitte, the pirate. That's why it's called that. Just stopped for lunch. Now we're getting back on the boat, finish our trip. But we broke a spud pole cable.